Thanks everyone for joining. We're going to be starting the webinar in about 2 minutes. There's a lot of people just trying to get on right now. So hold on, we'll be starting the webinar in just 2 minutes. Again, just want to make an announcement. There's a lot of people trying to get in right now. We're going to just hold off here for just 2 minutes, let everyone get in and have the screen up and running. So just give us about 2 minutes to let everyone else log in. Thanks. All right, thanks everyone for holding on there. Now I'm glad most people are in. I think we'll get started. My name's Kevin Vogel. I'm the Vice President of Virtualization and Cloud here at Champion Solutions Group, and appreciate you guys showing up today. We're going to be talking about modernizing your workplace and migrating to both Windows 10 and Office 365 today. And there are really some great options out there for you going forward. Just want to show you the agenda that we're going to be following here. We're going to talk about the different Office 365 plans that are available for you, both for small businesses and enterprise. And we're going to talk about the new SKU that Microsoft is offering, the Microsoft 365 SKU, and what it does encompass and what you get in those. We're going to talk about some of the tools that are available to almost all the subscriptions out there, OneDrive, Teams, the new compliance and security dashboard that you get in Office 365. And then we'll talk about the CSP program and how you can get all the benefits out of Office 365 and Azure using the CSP program. I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping here. On your Go to My Webinar interface, you're going to see a place where you can ask questions. So if you want to ask any question along the way, please type it in the question box. We'll try to get to them while we're live and doing the webinar. Worst case scenario is if we run long, we'll do some individual calls and answer your questions as soon as the webinar is over. The second thing is we have just 2 poll questions, and what we use these for is basically to make sure that we cover all the material that is really pertinent to you guys. So the first question is, do you currently have Office 365? If you don't mind just answering a quick poll question for us, letting us know if you already have Office 365, or if you're thinking about doing it, or you're in the process of getting it done. We're almost done here, and we only have 30% of the people that voted, so I'm just waiting until the number goes up just a little bit. All right, well, it looks like most people here are already on Office 365, but there's still quite a few of you people that have not migrated to Office 365 yet. And then the last question, because we're talking about Windows 10, is when are you upgrading to Windows 10? Because everyone's going to go there sooner or later. Have you already done it? Are you partially there, or you're not really started yet? Knowing that end of life for, just so you know, Windows 7 is January of 2020. So it really is just around the corner. I know that sounds like it's pretty far away, but as you know, this is not an easy undertaking, upgrading an operating system and also getting your end users to understand it and start using it. So just wanted to ask this question. It looks like most people have at least started doing an upgrade, but still, you know, a third of you are still not upgraded yet. So we got those questions out of the way. So thank you very much for answering the poll questions. There won't be any more, I promise. We'll get on here with the presentation. So let me just start here. So first of all, a little bit about Message Ops and Champion Solutions Group and why we've been so successful in Office 365. As you can see, we've migrated over 5 million users up into Office 365. And these are from all over the world. I can honestly tell you, you know, most of them are in the US, but a lot of them are outside the US and in Europe and all the way to Australia. So it's this cloud thing is really a worldwide event, and it really is something. As you can see, over 7,200 companies have used Message Ops software. We're the #2 EMS partner in the world, and what EMS is, the Enterprise Mobility Suite, and you're going to be hearing about that in the new Microsoft SKU that is out there. So this is part of the process that Microsoft's going for, because security is really a big part of the cloud now. I remember when we first started doing cloud services, you always got 2 questions from customers. The first one was always security and how secure really is the cloud. And the second one was bandwidth and how much more bandwidth do I need to be in the cloud than having these services on premise. And you'll find out that #1, the cloud is more secure than you could ever make your own data center. Unless you cut all the wires and don't let anybody have access to any information from the outside, you couldn't be any more secure than any of the major clouds, Microsoft or any of them. It's their reputation on the line if they get breached. And then bandwidth, you'll find out that most of the applications now are very bandwidth friendly. So you actually can use less bandwidth than you're actually consuming today. The other thing that we've done quite a bit of is migrations to Windows 10. As you can see, we've migrated over 150,000 seats from Windows 7 or even Windows 8.1 all the way into Windows 10. And then talking about the CSP program, which is the Cloud Service Provider program, you can see that we have over 50,000 clients up in CSP. We're #7 worldwide in the Microsoft CSP program. We offer a great product that you're going to hear about called CSP Boss that helps you add and subtract and assign users to licenses really in a single interface across a lot of different applications. And then we add a lot of value by adding things like Office 365 adoption.com. And then our Sequoia program, which includes Root, which is our company intranet, Crown, which is a learning site, and Vine, which is a maintenance and inventory type of application that we'll be talking about. So let's talk about what cloud services Champion and Message Ops can offer you. As you can see, we have a very large menu, everything from desktop care to a lot of Azure services to the modern workplace, talking about everything from Exchange Online through SharePoint Online, Windows 7 post deployment management services, and so on. We'll make sure that everyone gets a copy of this presentation so that they can see all the services that we offer. And we really do this for all of our customers so that they can take the most advantage of Office 365. One of the things that Microsoft, along with Champion and Message Hub, is we want to make sure that you get what you pay for, and you're using all of the benefits and all of the applications that really make sense for your business. And that's really one of the key features that we do. So where Champion makes a difference, specifically in Office 365, one of the big things is adoption. And we're finding that we put together this Office 365 adoption.com, and you can go there right now. And what this actually does is help you use all of the applications we were talking about with things like quick start guides. It doesn't give you the end-to-end and every option that you can use in an application, but it does give you the things that are most often used and quick and easy lessons on using things like Outlook and Word and even using the web interfaces and some of those new applications like we talked about. For instance, Teams. Most people are not familiar with Teams and how it works. We have a whole quick start guide out there on Teams. And then we talked about Sequoia before, where we have the products like Root, which is our company intranet, Crown, which is our learning management system, Vine, which is a contract management system, to help you use SharePoint, which a lot of customers are not familiar with. But the beauty of Sequoia is you don't have to be a SharePoint administrator. You can actually use all these tools very simply, and they were designed for a non-technical person to manage them. So really great products that come with our CSP program. We also have an Office 365 training.com website that helps our customers learn how to use things like Windows 10 and use all the applications inside of Office 365. I talked about CSP Boss before. That's a great portal to be able to add licenses, take licenses off that you're not using anymore. And the beauty of the cloud is really the elasticity that you get from a cloud application in a cloud environment, so that you can actually use the right amount of licenses instead of buying these large enterprise agreements for thousands of users and then only using a handful of them. This makes sure that you're consuming the right amount of licenses for the right amount of users. And then talking about our Windows 10 migration, we've actually developed a security shuttle to help you migrate from Windows 7 or Windows 8 into the new Windows 10 platform. So, and it actually minimizes the amount of effort that you have to put into it, and it will decrease the amount of time it takes by almost 80% to upgrade your environment from an older operating system now into the newest, most secure operating system that Microsoft has ever developed. So let's talk about Office 365. For those of you that haven't gone in there, we do a Office 365 readiness assessment. And what this does, it takes a look at all of your environment and sees where you might need to do a couple of tweaks, for instance, in Active Directory and in your security policies, so that you are most secure in using Office 365. We also do a design and implementation of Active Directory architecture to make sure that you're compliant with the latest and greatest of all of the security advances that Active Directory has to offer. We have migration services, and this is what we talked about, where we've migrated more than 5 million seats into Office 365. And things like SharePoint, which is a big part of the Office 365 ecosystem. And then training and adoption, we went through that once before. Change management and consulting. This is, a big part. We have our own project managers here. We also have a whole managed service division that can help you manage not only Office 365, but your environment that you're using today. And then we're going to get into Office 365 security and what's going to be available to you based around the subscription that you take. And Microsoft, one of the things that people get most confused about with Microsoft is how they license things and the different licensing that they have available. So we're going to go through that for you right now and show you what is available from an Office 365 plans. And they really break them up into two different segments, into business plans. And think of those for companies that are smaller companies, you know, a couple hundred users or less, compared to the large enterprises. Think of those as, you know, a couple hundred users or more, all the way up to, I mean, there's companies in here with 80,000, 100,000 users that are using Office 365. So if you look at the plans that are available, there's really three different plans for the smaller, you know, under 200 users. So for instance, Business Essentials, which is the most basic of the offerings that they have out there, where you don't get any of the Office applications installed on any of your PCs, but you do get Exchange, OneDrive, SharePoint, Skype for Business, and Microsoft Teams that are all available through the web browser. And I'll show you that interface as part of this presentation. It's very, very user-friendly now. It has more features, believe it or not, than the installed versions of those applications. So it's really a great way to consume Office 365. And the beauty of it is it works with any browser and it works on any of your devices. So whether you have a Chromebook from Google or whether you have a Mac from Apple or obviously Windows or whatever the device that you want to use, your phone would be great with Business Essentials. Now, moving up to business, just Office 365 Business, you can see that now you start to get some applications that you can install on your PC: Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, and Access, but that's only available on the PC. It's not available in the web browser where all of these other ones are. And then, of course, OneDrive is available. We're going to be talking in depth about OneDrive and how valuable a tool that is for your Office 365 users. And then Business Premium, where you can see that now you're going to get a whole bunch of applications and services available with Office Premium. So it really stacks on top of each other. From our enterprise plans, as you can see, we have E1, we have E3, and E5, but we also have the availability of just having Office Pro Plus. So let's talk about what you get here. In Office Pro Plus, obviously you get your applications like Outlook and Word and Excel and so on down the line, but you'll also have access to OneDrive. And that's really just a subscription for Office applications and cloud file storage and sharing with email obviously involved. If you move up to an E1, and this is really one of the more popular offerings that we have out there, you can see that you don't get any of the Pro Plus or the installed applications, but you do get all the applications available to you in the web browser. You'll get Exchange, you'll get OneDrive, you'll get SharePoint, Skype for Business, Teams, and Yammer. All are available to you as an E1. And there are even more applications that we're going to be showing you that are going to be available to you. Now, if you already have purchased Office in the past, as long as it's 2013 or beyond, you can use those applications with the services that are offered in an E1 subscription. If you haven't purchased, E3 is a great way to get all of the Office applications installed on your PCs. And in fact, it's legal for you to install these applications on 5 different computers for that same user. So, and it's legal. It's absolutely 100% Microsoft, compliant. And you'll also get those same applications we talked about before. With E5, which is their most robust offering, they also offer things like analytics, advanced security, and even voice capabilities as part of E5. So that's becoming real popular with a lot of companies now that want things like Cloud PBX and PSTN and things like Power BI, which is the analytics part that I talked about. Plus you get everything that you got in E3. So it really is a strong package, E5, each one having different price points, so that if, you can actually have some of your users on E1 and some of your users that need Office installed on E3, and some of your users that need voice capabilities or advanced analytics can have an E5 subscription, and you can mix and match inside of your environment. It's not all of one size fits all. This actually gives you the ability, because these are different pricing along the way, anything from an $8 for an E1 subscription all the way up to a $35 E5 subscription. So, and in between. So you want to make sure that you get the right license for the right user. So the new SKU that Microsoft has put out, which is called the Microsoft 365 instead of Office 365, includes your Office 365. It also includes the Windows 10 license and the enterprise mobility and security that we mentioned earlier, which includes things like management of your PC, Intune. It includes Azure Active Directory, which gives you Active Directory running in the cloud. It also gives you additional security, which we're going to go over. I have a whole chart to show you what you get. Anything from advanced threat protection and encryption and a lot of different things that are available in there. There are really two different sizes. The business size, which is up to 300 users, and it's available for $20 per user per month. Or you can go on an enterprise plan for anything over 300 users, and that really, the price varies depending upon the number of users that you have. Obviously, the bigger the organization, the larger the discount. It's just the way things work. But what you get in here is, like I said, you get all that Office 365, including Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all the applications that we talked about. You're going to get email and calendaring, just like you got with all of them. You're also going to get OneDrive, that file storage with up to 1 terabyte per user that you can store up in the cloud. You get data protection as part of that advanced security that we talked about. You get the safest Windows ever developed. So you can get full Windows 10. You'll get cyber threat protection, administration and development, like we talked about, both through Microsoft and through our CSP boss. And then the bottom line, dependability. You get 3 nines of uptime, guaranteed 24/7 online phone support. So it really is the full package when you're talking about Microsoft 365, and it is becoming very, very popular. A lot of our accounts that started out with just Office 365 have now upgraded, and that's the beauty of cloud, is you can move from one subscription to the other right inside CSP Boss, and move from just an Office 365 account into a Microsoft 365 account, and it's seamless, which really is something pretty cool. So let's talk about OneDrive and what you can get out of OneDrive. I'll show you how I use it, and really how a lot of corporations are using it in there. And like I told you, you get up to 1 terabyte of storage on OneDrive for business. And this really is per user. So you can get a lot of files up there. You can sync content across many devices. I don't know about you guys, but I work from home and work on the nights and weekends. It seems like the more connected we are, the more work we have to get done. So the beauty of OneDrive is the ability to sync your data between multiple devices and the cloud, and give you access from really anywhere in the world that you can get to the internet, and share those files with all of the people inside your company. So let me just drop out of the presentation here real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if we go in here and look at this is my login when I log into Office 365 on the web, and you can see that all the applications that we talked about are here, but there's even more of them up here in the waffle up here, which is really a great way to find all your applications. It's just by clicking all apps, and you can see that you get a ton of applications available to you in here. Everything from Teams, which we're going to be talking about, Sway, which is a really great tool that we use to do really quick presentations. Obviously, SharePoint, you can get Project, you can get PowerPoint. We talked about Power BI, the availability to do Power Apps. I mean, there are so many things available to you in Office 365, but OneDrive is one of the things that we use quite a bit here. So you can see that through a web browser, I have the ability to get to all of my files and directories right here through a browser. Now you say, that's great, Kevin, but what if the internet's down, or what if I don't have connectivity, or what if I'm on an airplane and I want to access these files? Well, if I go over here to my computer and I look at my OneDrive locally, and this is sitting right on my local drive here, this is exactly the same directory structure, and the same files that are up there in OneDrive are actually right here on my PC locally. As I make changes to it, it will actually update automatically, syncing my files no matter where I make those changes from. And the beauty of this is, if I go in here and I select this file and go here to these three little dots, I can also go in here and look at, a lot of different information, like for instance, versioning. So since this is actually being stored in SharePoint, I can see all of the revisions that I've made in this file, and you can see there are 4 different revisions. I can go back to any of them, any point in time, and see what that revision was up here in my web browser. Now, you're going to say, well, that's great, but can I do that on my PC? The answer is no, you can't. That's really one of the benefits of having your storage in the cloud. Because it's being put on SharePoint, SharePoint gives you the ability to do versioning. And it's not just that. I didn't just pick that one. If I go in here and I look at this one here, I do exactly the same thing and click on versioning here. There isn't any version available. So this was just a single one. So you have to obviously have made changes to it. Maybe this one here, I'm just looking for different documents. This is obviously a live demo. So if I go in here and look at this Word document, click on here, again, no versions or it would have been available. So you can see it sometimes is, and if you haven't made any changes, it won't be available. But the beauty of this is it's up in the cloud. I can access this from my phone, from a tablet, from my home PC, really from any device where I have OneDrive installed. So, and you can see that I actually have 2 different OneDrives. I have my corporate OneDrive, and this can be managed by our corporate administrator here in Champion. But I also have a personal OneDrive where I, for my personal pictures and things like that, which is totally separate from your corporate account. So it really is a great way to save your files and make sure that people have access, and you can give them access to the files. Really should have showed you how easy that was. Just, I can do it right here real quick back in OneDrive. If I want to share a file with someone, all I do is click on the file that I want to share. I'll just pick this one. Oops, let me only pick one file because that's what's throwing everything off. And then I can share that one file with whoever I want. I wish this browser would react better. Sorry. Now I lost my file. But if I go in here, I'm just going to click on it. And you can see PowerPoint. This is going to bring PowerPoint up. All I do is hit the share button right up here, and I can share this with anyone that I want. So if I'm loading this up and I want to send this link to someone, and Stacy, who's our marketing director here, as you can see, I can send this to her and just click send, and now she has access to my presentation that quickly. So it really is a great tool for sharing files and doing different things. And you could also share it right from here. You could also copy a link to it. You could download it. All these are available to you right here. And you can open it like I showed you, but you could also open it if you have PowerPoint running locally like I do. You could actually download it and work with it inside of PowerPoint very, very easily. So, you know, we use OneDrive a lot here at Champion, and I think once you got Office 365, I think you would start using it at the same time because it is a valuable tool for us to use. Teams. This is something that's pretty new from Microsoft, and again, we have started to use this. The beauty of Teams, and I'll go back here to the interface, is Teams can be run from a bunch of different places. First of all, you can see that Teams is available here from any web browser. You can bring up Teams, and Teams is really, you can group together people that want to work on the same project, and this really is a collaboration tool. This is built around social media. So all these things, these are all, you know, tweets, if you want to call them that, where we can put messages out there. I can share files amongst people inside the group. I can have a wiki inside the group here. I can do different projects. So I can start using the different projects that are out there and do a lot more than that. Quick start guide for Teams is right here. So for people that don't know how to use Teams, it will bring up a nice little quick start guide and show you all the different options that are available, what each one of these buttons do, how to navigate through the system. You can see it's a 8-page document, and I'm scrolling through it here. All these are different teams. You can see an Azure practice, marketing with Stacy that we have, optimizing, Citrix to run in healthcare. We have all these different teams with different, you know, focused areas that allow you to do that. You can also run Teams as an app inside of your operating system. So you can see I'm running Windows 10 here. All I did was type Teams, and there's the same exact interface that you saw in my browser, now running in an application. So if for some reason I'm disconnected from the internet, I'm on an airplane, and I want to collaborate inside of my Teams, I can do that. And then once I plug in and I connect, it will sync up all my changes. It will sync up any documents that I've added right into my Teams folder. So anyone in that team can actually sit there and access what I've done as soon as it syncs back up. So Teams really is a great way. And you can see that if this little plus mark here, there are now, I'm not going to say hundreds, but lots of applications that you can add into your team portfolio. So if you want Planner to be in there, where if you have a project and you want to put in different tasks for different people, or you want a PowerPoint presentation to be part of it, a website, plus all these third-party apps, everything from Adobe Creator through all of the applications that you see here, can now be added. YouTube videos can now be added to your team portfolios. And this is included with your Office 365 subscription. All you got to do is start taking advantage of it. And like I told you, in our we have a site called office365adoption.com, and you can actually get the Teams Quick Start Guide that I was showing right out of that site and start really using Teams as part of your strategy working with your employees inside your corporation. We found it to be a great tool. We use it all the time. So just wanted to give you a quick education on how Teams works. And you can see, again, it's built right into Office 365. It gives you the ability to put it right here on the desktop. So it's really a great way to collaborate inside of your business. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was the Security and Compliance Center that's available now. And what you get depending upon the different subscriptions that are available to you. And like I said, this presentation is going to be emailed out to everyone that registered for this, for this webinar, so you'll be able to see this. So access to the Security Center, you can see everybody gets that. Threat management, everybody gets that. Advanced threat management, well, E5 gets that. The rest of them doesn't. But the nice thing is you get email filtering and anti-malware with all of them. This just gives you a little bit of extra features. Mobile device management, you can see spread across all of them. Data loss prevention, you can see all the different things. E-discovery is available in E3 and E5. So a lot of different things that you can get based around this new Security and Compliance Center that's available for business and enterprise plans, like we said. Really great way for you to enhance your Office 365 program that you have available. So let's talk about the CSP program. And this is something that Microsoft has kicked off to really help you adopt Office 365 quicker and give you really that personal touch that, a company like Champion, much smaller than Microsoft, you're not just a number to us, you're really an important part of our team. So we're part of the CSP program, and it is becoming the new norm. It is the way that most companies are now managing their Office 365, Windows, and Azure inside their corporations. The CS program delivers a greater value and flexibility over the advisor program, or the POR, which was partner of record cloud subscription, and even enterprise agreements. And we'll show you how the advances in CSP really even dwarf the enterprise agreement that you get that you've used from Microsoft for many years. And CSP program lets you work directly with Champion and Message Ops to handle direct billing, provisioning, like I talked about with our CSP boss, management, support, and you're going to see some free value-added tools and services that just gives you more value for the same fee that you would pay anywhere. So let's talk about the advantages of CSP over EA. So EA, obviously, you got to be 500 and above to even get any of the enterprise agreement advantages. With CSP, it's flexible. You can be any size business and still get your CSP advantages. Payment upfront and yearly you have to do for all of your license, where CSP is on a monthly basis, so that you can actually allocate your money monthly across the bill. True up billing annually, there is no true up with CSP. You pay for what you use, and that's what you're going to see here on the contract terms. 3 years minimum, and you're going to pay as you go. So CSP really is that cloud enablement where you have the elasticity to either grow your environment or shrink your environment depending upon your corporate needs. Ongoing support with enterprise agreement is not included. You actually have to pay for that extra, where we give you premium support as part of your CSP program. No extra charge. It's built into the CSP product. Provided services, all Microsoft product, even the ones not in use, where Office 365, Enterprise Mobility Suite, Azure, Dynamics Online, and Windows 10 are what we support inside the CSP program. Ability to add and remove users, you can do that anytime with us. With them, you got to true up at the end of the year. Flexible licensing, where you pay for what you use, and I do mean what you use that month is what you pay for. If you use less the next month, you pay less. So it really is a great way to do your licensing. And then value added tools and services. I think you're going to see in the next couple of slides really a lot of valuable tools that you get as part of the CSP program. So let's talk about why Champion's a CSP leader. Like I said, we're number 7 worldwide. So we're, at least one of the big ones. And having 50,000 members really gives you some power to really bring things to Microsoft's eyes on enhancements that you want. I can tell you that every month we submit, based around our membership, some of the enhancements that you guys bring to the table that you want to see as part of Office 365. Like I said, we've migrated over 5 million seats. We have over 7,200 companies that are leveraging our software already, and over 2,600 customers have already used Champion and MessageOps to be their Office 365 partner. So really is a statement on our part. The key benefits, like we talked about, Champion and MessageOps is a single point of contact for all of your Microsoft Cloud needs. So Office 365, Azure, and so forth. It's a 24/7, 365 days a year, technical support right here in the US. So it doesn't go with the sun or whatever they call that. These people are right here in the US. Our time to resolute for level 1 and level 2 support is half of that of what Microsoft is. So if you guys have, a minor issue, that's usually what 1 and 2, we can get it done twice as fast as even Microsoft gets it done. Critical situation support and escalation right to Microsoft, things that we can't do because we're not behind the covers. We have straight access right into them. Customized billing and invoicing for you, and world-class award-winning tools that we're going to go through here with this. So these are free value-added services that you get as part of the CSP program. So we talked about like training videos and the adoption platform with all the quick guides that we talked about. Office 365 password sync, CSP Boss, which I've mentioned over and over again. But one of the 2 things that really our customers absolutely love is, number 1, a network assessment. We have some of the best networking guys in the business working here that can help you assess your network so that you're getting the best performance out of Office 365. And then the real, jewel to our crown really is our quarterly security assessment. Every quarter, you'll get a security assessment on where you're at, where you're vulnerable, and how you can fix those vulnerable access that people might have into your environment. So really, this is one of the things that really sets us apart from the competition when it talks about CSP. And then our SharePoint services. The Sequoia project, like we talked about, we have Root, Crown, and Vine. And as you can see, these are SharePoint templates that can get deployed right into your Office 365 SharePoint environment so that you can start taking advantage of an intranet portal, a gaming and learning system with gamification. We use it to train both on Office 365, but on a lot of other things like our phone system or our copiers or any of the type of Office functionality that we need. So when we get a new security system, how to use that and so on. And then Vine, which is a great contract and asset management system that helps you control all of the things that you might lease or that you have under maintenance contract so that you know when they're up. It will remind you of renewals. It will remind you of when your leases are running out. Great for a lot of corporations to keep track of their assets. So what next steps can we do here? And I would tell you that the first thing is really to schedule a one-on-one with one of our champion cloud specialists. And they can help you discuss a real migration strategy to be able to get you seamlessly into Office 365. You can get started even with just a trial account and see how it works. Microsoft has those available for us so that you can even try just a handful of users to start with and show you how it works. And like I said, you can join the CSP program that we just discussed and get all those added benefits that are out there for you. If you have any questions for us, because that really is the end of the presentation. I know it took about 45 minutes, but if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. I don't have any on the board right now, but I'll sit here and wait just a couple of minutes. Maybe show you some other great features of Office 365. One of the newest ones, which I think is really pretty cool, is this product called Bookings. If you're a small company that has a lot, one of the places that it just makes sense for me is like a hair salon that has a lot of people cutting hair. So let's say you went to one of those sports cuts places and you're looking to get yourself a haircut. Bookings is a great product built into Office 365 that allows you to set up a website. And we have one. Let's see if I can get to the one that I've already done here. Here we go. And hold on one second. I'll find it. I didn't know I was going to do this, but okay. So I am going to open this publish page. So we just put, by the way, I put this together in about 5 minutes. So it really was a quick one. And in here, I put 3 different services, but these services could be anything, right? They could be lawn cutting, they could be hair cutting, they could be, you name it. I put in, consulting services for 1 hour, an Azure migration for 4 hours, and Office consulting. So if I pick Office consulting, I can go down here and see, first of all, which staff is available to do this. And you can see that on the 16th, Stacy isn't available, but I am, and Chris is. And what time do you want to get this done? It's 1 hour for free. So I can pick 4 o'clock. I can go in here, put my name, email address, phone number, address, put in a note, and book the time right through this interface. You can change the picture that you have up here, put anything that you want. You can add as many services as you want. You can see that I just went in here real quick and I can change my color. I can do a lot of different things. Very simple to do. Change my time increments, lead times, all those things, add users. Very simple product to do. I can unpublish the page when I'm done. I can save and publish any new page that I want. And this is, like I said, another product that's just built into Office 365. So some great things here. Well, I don't have any questions. I hope that this was worth your time, 45 minutes. If you need any help, please feel free to contact us at any time here at Champion. We're available 1-800-771-7000, or you can get a hold of us on the web at championsg.com or messageops.com. Thanks and have a great day.